So, this is our last episode before Valentine's Day, which will be next Thursday. I'm curious, well, okay, let's bypass the fact that it's a Hallmark holiday, etc. A lot of people think it's really stupid, whatever, but it is what it is. It has become a day that we celebrate in our culture, in North American culture anyway, that it's an important day for restaurants and florists and couples and even people who say they don't care if they don't get something from their significant other, they're upset. I mean, it's just, you know, whatever. Yep. So that's all out on the table. We know this. Winnipeg has been voted the least romantic city in Canada. This is out there on Twitter and whatnot. I don't know who voted it or why.
I don't know either. I just saw it.
But this idea has come up. Are we not a romantic city? Is this not a good city to be romantic in?
No.
We have enough restaurants that you could take your significant other to.
And that's romantic? That's
that
your idea of romance?
Like Burger King.
Yes.
You know
Nothing
what?
like a Whopper on Valentine's Day.
Make that 2 Pepsis.
But is like
just a big one with 2 straws.
Oh.
That's right.
But there's some, I think you can, this is a city where you can very adequately create romance. I mean, go for a skate on the river, go for a walk on the river. There's lots of really neat things you can do. What constitutes a romantic city? I mean, New York is romantic, right? I guess it's thought to be the most romantic city.
I think people in Winnipeg just have too good a sense of humor. And I really mean that. Like, I think that we have a very unique sense of humor in this city that a lot of people don't understand. And it comes with a little bit of pessimism and a little bit of cynicism. And I don't think that means that we're not a loving people, but I think that we like to make fun of things a lot. And Valentine's Day is such an easy target.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's a good point.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Do any of you care about Valentine's Day at all? Like, is it important to I shouldn't have dismissed it. Maybe it is important to you.
Yeah, it was really hurtful, Kim.
Sorry. I apologize.
Favorite day.
I think some of the expectations and the obligations that can sort of in the interim before Valentine's Day can sometimes get people off on the wrong track. Like, oh, what am I going to do? It's got to be perfect. And I remember several years ago, we needed a new toaster, and I was like, oh, you know what, Carrie, I'm going to get my wife a toaster, and I got her one, and she was not pleased. And it was like a bagel one. It had a wide slot. There were some settings. There was like a digital front, but no, she still wasn't very happy. So now I'm definitely moving to, I don't know, maybe like a magic bullet this year. I think I maybe missed the mark that first time, but I think this time around I might have a winner.
That is why Winnipeg is not romantic. No,
practical.
But well, we're going to be on Shaw TV on Valentine's Day. It's going to be wall-to-wall love stuff, and actually, I guess because I've been seeing stories that have been coming in across the country, so I get to see love in all the other cities, and I think we are ranked right up there. I mean,
romance. Well, other than guys who give their women toasters as a gift, I
just don't think we take ourselves like seriously in that in that way, where it's like all this pomp and circumstance. Like we know you love your significant other, you show it in lots of ways, and I think maybe that leads us to drop the ball, or at least that's the argument that I try to.
Well, I feel it's in a way it's like Christmas, right? Everyone, have to get the perfect, have to buy for, like really. It's gotten so out of control, and we all know that commercialism is just rampant. But the idea that somebody would be very upset if they didn't get an appropriate enough gift on Valentine's Day.
I don't even know what that is. Maybe I have too many hipster friends, but it's fun when people do things a little bit outside of the box. And I think that also adds to that pressure, because it's like, really, well, you sent me flowers, and so now when you're doing a traditional Valentine's gift, and that's still not even good enough, because that took no effort at all, and she stayed at home and made you like a cookie in your likeness, and
and what a cookie! And
you show up with like a toaster and flowers this year, but it's still not good enough. So I don't know. I
understand if it's a day that couples aren't meant to celebrate their love, whatever, and that if if you have a partner who doesn't even want to bother to do that when everybody else is doing it, I can see feeling hurt if there's zero effort at all.
Sure.
But when a card isn't good enough, or a certain kind of gift isn't good enough, well, it's just so silly. It's so created by.
There are a lot of silly girls out there.
That's true.
Yeah, it could have been a 2-slot toaster, and you got 4. So
and a bagel. There's a bagel setting.
Do guys get upset?
No. I don't really.
No, I think
it's nothing I really think about.
If Callie didn't get you a card, didn't say Happy Valentine's Day, didn't text you from her American university to say, love you, Mitchell, it would just pass by you whenever?
This is something that we've said. I don't want to get all sappy or anything because
the music.
because when the camera stopped rolling after the last segment, I was called out for reading Anne of Green Gables. It was a signed reading. But anyways.
I love how you had to fit that in.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, because Callie goes to a university in the USA and everything, it almost kind of, you bypass all these little things like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, if that was a fight, like, or cause like some sort of conflict, it's like, well, you're wasting time when she's actually here. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Very mature.
So what can I say? That being said, she will be here on Valentine's Day this year, which is pretty cool. So
do you have something awesome planned?
I actually do, but I can't say it because she watches.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. This goes to YouTube.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Oh, she does want to see her man on TV.
I tell you.
That's lovely.
Well,
Who's that new guy?
I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm going to do something special with my kids, and I think that's one of those things too. Again, like Christmas, I couldn't, I'm not a big Christmas person, but Christmas is fun because of kids, and these kinds of holidays can also be fun with kids. And we'll probably make some cookies, and they've already got their Valentines done. My daughter Ileana she's an organizer, which is very strange because she's a Pisces, and I don't get it, but she has this list, and she's written it 100 times and checked it 3,000 times to make sure it's just right, and got everything in her backpack ready to go. And
ahead of Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and her birthday is 2 weeks after, and she's already got that all planned with a checklist of all the things that we need to do. It's made my life easier. Now that my 7-year-old is running it.
It is built up in schools, right? Because I think you do have to plan ahead and make sure that there's rules now. You can't just pick and choose. You can't cherry pick who's getting your Valentines. You've got to include all the kids.
Everyone has to be your boyfriend.
Exactly. Which sets an interesting precedent.
The list with all the names and everything too. Yeah, so you know exactly what the names are, so that you basically force your hand not to exclude people in that
Force
way.
your hand.
Which is good though. I remember in elementary school there was kids who didn't get any Valentines because for whatever reason, they weren't liked in the classroom. And that's sad and awful. So I'm glad that it sort of, parents are, the responsibility is kind of laid at the parents to say your kids must include everybody, and that's good. I'm glad, Even if it is a token, I don't think it would be fair to leave kids out. So.
Agreed.
Anyway, we need to get back to work, and you need to get ready for the Grammys. Okay, well, please try to meet Paul Rudd for me. Say hello. Okay. I know he's married and has children, but you never know.
Oh, yes. Try not to get tongue-tied.
It's so exciting being nominated for Best Spoken Word Album.
I know. Yeah, I was just thinking maybe I'll knock out one of those presenters and just go on with the trophy.
You would fit right in, Tracy.
Oh.
Have a wonderful time. Take lots of photographs, and we can't wait to hear about it when you get back.
Okay.
Okay, see you guys.